Hello, Kings fans. My name's Daniel. It is Friday, September 23rd. Uh, Media Day is coming up on Monday, and I'm excited. I'm a new Kings fan. I became a Kings fan when they picked up Malik Monk. Um, I have followed Malik closely for a long time, and wasn't interested in staying a Lakers fan, so I am happy to be cheering on the Kings this year. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see what Funks, should we call them that? Fox and Monk uh, can do as teammates, and the whole team. It's just a really good roster. Um, all right, so a bit about me. I'm a data analyst. Um, that's maybe, the unique contribution I can make. I know there's lots of people that talk about Kings basketball, lots of good podcasts and YouTube channels, and I didn't want to, just do another or a different or surely inferior. Right? I'm not the most interesting person at just talking about the history of the organization or even opinions about much, but if we want to look at it from kind of a numbers angle, maybe I can be a little bit interesting. Um, so I also I just threw this together, right? This is a work in progress, but I did acquire play-by-play data for the last two NBA seasons, and I'm going to build up my own ways of looking at the data. And to be ready for the coming season, so I can, um, you know, look at and analyze the season through the data. Um, I haven't made a lot. I started off just kind of wanting to look at some shooting numbers. Um, so that's just maybe what we're going to look at now. And um, yeah, let's just jump in. So here on the left, I've got the Kings' current roster. Um, I got Bazemore in here, Cook. So I think it was updated a day or two ago. Um, Excuse me while I take a sip. Like I said, it's Friday. um, and then let's see, what am I doing here? So in addition to the players, I've got how many field goal makes. So it looks like for last season, yep, regular season last year, Fox had 516 at 47%. This color coding here just shows you using using Fox as the top mark. Anybody who is in the top third um, is going to be a green circle. Anybody in the middle third is going to be a yellow triangle. Anybody in the bottom third will be that red diamond. Um, so we get our green circles: Fox, Sabonis, Barnes, Monk, Huerter, and Mitchell. Um, that's where a lot of the points are going to come from this season, and maybe throw in Keegan Murray. Okay, now over here, we're looking at uh, distance. So it's 0 to 3 feet, 4 to 6 feet, 7 to 10 feet, etc. I got some ranges. Um, and then for each player, so let's look at just one player for a second. Let's grab Fox. So 32% of his makes come from 0 to 3 feet. And 15% come from the 11 to 15 range. 10% come from 25 or 26 feet. So this shows you his distribution, where his makes are coming from. Unfortunately, not every data point has a distance attached to it. So for Fox, you see that 1% of his shots didn't have a distance, but 99% do. That's pretty good. Let's add one more player. Let's add Mitchell. All right, so Fox shot 47%. Mitchell was at 42%. Looking at their kind of the distribution of where their points are not, where their points are coming from. The 0 to 3 is pretty similar. Fox is a little better, a little more that 7 to 15 foot range. And then you've got, Mitchell got more from the 3-point line. But like if we do grab those distances, we see that their percentages are pretty much the same. So Mitchell did make, what is that, 22 more, but about at the same clip. So that's how this tool works. And then over here, I can, if you want to look at more specific types of shots. So let's look at the 3-pointers, but let's just look at step backs. So Fox made 18 at 41%, Mitchell 10 at 23%. I didn't even watch last season of the Kings, but I just know what that looks like, right? That's somebody thinking that Fox is trying to drive, so they give him a little space, and he does that little step back 3-pointer. I like 41%. If I'm the coach, I say I give Fox the green light on maybe trying to up that number this year. All right. I'm gonna enter this season with a Monk lens, and I just kind of have to apologize for that. But I want to talk about Monk and Huerter. There's some like, oh, which one's gonna be the starter? I was puzzled a little bit when they signed Monk, and then within 24 hours they announced that they also got Huerter. And I know much less about Huerter, but there's a little bit of like, gosh, those two guys sort of fit the same slot. So, I kind of wanted to use this data to kind of look at Monk and Huerter and see if anything jumps out to me about how similar or different are they. And some things have stood out to me, so gonna share them. So I'm gonna grab Monk and Huerter. So, Huerter it was a starter last season. Monk started about half the games, but Monk made more shots, basically the same percentage. But look at this, distribution. Monk is at the rim, not just at the rim, but those are dunks. A lot of them. If I'll pull it up here in a bit, but if we look at actual dunks, let's do it. Dunks. Right, dunks. Monk with 54, and Huerter with 3. So Monk is an above the rim player, and even in just terms of getting to the rim, right? Not if I'm laying it in or dunking it. Monk with 137 at 70%, Huerter with 56, 64%, right? Monk 6'3", Huerter 6'7", but that's this little guy there. If you didn't catch that, surely you know that, right? Monk is, those are Morant numbers. All right. The next thing that jumps out to me is Herter's got this. Look, 13% of his shots are coming from this 11 to 15 foot range. Some of the video footage I did watch of Herter, right? He's tall, he's long, he can penetrate the defense, get right there, kind of inside that free throw line, and he pulls up, and he's basically open. And yeah, 46 makes at 53%. Like that's good. um, that's not really a shot that Monk has because I don't know, he have to rely a lot on his athleticism to get up. Um, what he's more likely to do is get that 16 to 20 foot shot. Again, Herter had 27 at 46%. Um, you add these two percentages up, and that's like 20% for Herter are coming in that 11 to 20 foot range. Or even look at that, the 7 to 20 foot range. That's a lot of shots. Um, so Monk's at the rim, Herter's more of a mid ranger. But I do want to say that, like, I've been a obsessive Monk fan since he was uh, like 16, and I know he's got this 16 to 20 foot shot in him. It just hasn't been tapped in the NBA yet, right? Even there's probably some Kentucky fans out there that will remember how much like that's how they started the games. Is they'd get Monk a couple of shots in that 16 to 20 foot range and let him see if they go in. They usually did, and then it was just like heat check right after that. And in the NBA, he's just not really had a green light to take that. He occasionally does, but I mean 10. I mean that's just right. That's 10 out of 25. Um, so hopefully Monk gets that number up. It's not because he doesn't have that shot. Um, that's more of like kind of responding to kind of coaches' initiatives. Um, and then when we look at them as 3-point shooters, right? So the 21 to 24, which 21 feet's not a three pointer, um, right? But this is basically if you're making something in the 22, 23 foot range, it's probably in the corner. Um, Herter had 59, right, to Monk's 36. So Herter was almost twice as likely, to make a shot from the corner. Then you look out here, the 25 to 20. Sorry, I keep losing my Herter and Monk grab. Um, Monk 85 at 39%, Herter 79 at 39%. So 25 to 26 foot range, which is a solid foot or two beyond the 3-point line, even at its longest point. Right, they're about the same. But then you go out here to bomber range, 27 feet and beyond, and Malik's in a league in his own. Last season he had 51 at 38%. On this team, right? It's you could add Trae Young and Curry, and there's guys who hit more. But for this team, he's kind of alone in being able to really stretch the defense. 27, 28, 29 feet. Um, all right, so I don't know. Do I have any more thoughts about Monk and Herter? I just want to look at this team as a whole for 3-point shooting. Um, you got three guys there that are like it's hard to have a good NBA offense with only one shooter out on the floor. Um, Especially if you have no shooters. I mean, one shooter is still probably not enough, right? It just makes it too easy for the defense to sag. Um, so you figure, Monk, Herter, and Barnes, are going to be good shooters. Can Mitchell step it up a little bit? Fox step it up a little bit? Maybe, who's it going to be? It needs to be somebody. Maybe it's Keegan Murray. Um, I know the fan base is basically expecting Murray to step right in and join Barnes, Herter, and Monk. But I don't know. I don't know if about Murray. Is he going to be more of a, is his shot profile going to look more like Barnes, or is it going to be more like, maybe more like Herter's? So, be something I'll be watching for. Uh, oh yeah, other little differences with Monk and Herter. So if I'm looking at cuts, I mean, the cut award goes to Sabonis, but scoring off of cutting, right? There's Monk at 22 and Huerter at 12. That's about twice as many for Monk, but still not a ton. Right? That's like one every 3 or 4 games. But I don't know. That was. It'll be interesting to see with Fox and Sabonis. How much Monk can become a cutting threat. Well, I'm not going to go on forever. Um, I might here in just a second give myself one more chance to throw something up here. But you know, I'm I'm gonna keep at this. Uh, this was just like what I made in my first day with having play-by-play data. Um, you know, so hopefully this kind of evolves and gets more interesting as the season goes on. Um, so all right, one more chance just to throw something up here. Let's do a fun one. How about 3-point running, pull up, jump shots, uh, driving reverse layups. Who do we got? Harrison Barnes, 13. Um, Herder with 5. Mitchell 4. Fox, Monk 3. Davis 3. Um, you know what I might do is talk a little bit about Terrence Davis versus Monk. When I try to find like the best comp on the team for Monk, it's definitely not Herder, right? It's Terrence Davis. Um, right. Monk had almost 4 times as many field goal makes last season. Overall field goal percentage is 47% versus 42. Um, right. So it's not really a fair comp. But when I look at this shot distribution, uh, they're pretty similar, with the exception that right, if it's in the 0 to 3, um, right, Monk's mostly dunking it and has a slightly higher percentage, but that's still a similar overall percentage for them of their shots. But then let's see, one more thing is where did he go? Terrence Davis. Monk is a better stretcher. He's um, look at the Monk had 51 shots from 27 feet and beyond at 38%. Terrence Davis had 3 at 15%. So, um, you know, some people might be like, we don't need anybody to shoot from 27 feet or beyond. Um, there's another part of me, I guess, it's like, I don't know if like the good teams take those shots because they're good and they're up, or if those, it's like there really is value in being able to strain the defense out to 27 feet. Um, I don't know. We'll see. You know, I'll be looking into that. I don't think I'll be able to answer that type of question. All right, other random thoughts. I don't know. I'm really excited to see what this team can do. They're gonna. I mean, I think everybody knows they're gonna be better. Knock on wood. Uh, than they have been in the recent past. Um, I might throw a couple of predictions out. Like I predict that they. I'm not coming in with as much like oh, they have to make the playoffs, or it's just going to be a failure, and Fox is, maybe going to have to go. Like, it's like I look at a lot of these contracts, and pretty much everybody's coming back for year 2 of this thing. Barnes is the biggest question mark there. Uh, But I would look at this group and say, this is the coach's first year. You got a lot of guys that are going to be together for their first year, but they got a second year coming. Like, I don't see this as a it has to happen this year type of thing. Um, I would try to have more patience for at least, kind of setting high expectations at year two, maybe. Um, yeah, and I got excited about, looking at Golden State's defensive schemes and thinking that, maybe, you know, Fox and Monk and can start together, if they've got some good schemes and uh something. Ooh, am I about to tackle the is Malik Monk a good defender topic? Let me take one more sip of this. I might go for it. Now I don't have the numbers to back this up, so if you're only watching this video because you're interested in the numbers, um, you know, now would be a good time to channel surf. Now, there's some there's some things that Malik Monk is crazy good at on defense. Okay, he has crazy fast hands. He is crazy fast at covering ground, exploding out to shooters. He gets up, right, for rebounds, for to block shots, especially just relative to his height. Um, right, he puts right? Big difference between him and Avery Bradley last year. Avery Bradley, of course, right? He's a point of attack. He's more likely to kind of be in the way, be a pest. But Avery Bradley was never there to contest a jumper. He was, you know, in close proximity, but his hand is not blocking anything. When guys go to shoot against Monk, like they actually have to, they have to go through a real shot to get enough, height on the ball. Um, He's, I think he's a good team defender. He's gotten a lot stronger over the years where he can fight through picks and, um, he can get back faster than he used to. Um, but is he's not super long. He's not super big. He's not the best at putting pressure on a good ball handler. Um, is he's, if a team goes through some motions, yeah, they can maybe get a big wing or maybe even a big forward to have a chance to back Monk down into the paint. But I don't know what player's good at everything. I think too often we forget that Monk can make athletic plays. He can steal lob passes. He can he's freaking fast down the court. You know, he's so I don't know. Uh, and they also like he's so good at transition that it makes the team think twice about going for offensive rebounds like that. You have to be a little more like, okay, we're gonna have to get back. So Monk's not a bad defender. I'll just end on that note. Um, yeah, and we'll see what coach can do. All right, guys, thanks for listening. If you listened, hopefully this is one of many as the season unfolds. And yeah, can't wait for some stats for 2022. Who we playing game one? It's time we know. All right, hopefully I recorded this.